Hello students, good morning. You are welcome in the lecture number 6 of a chapter of electrochemistry. In the last lecture, we have seen Corot's law of independent migration of the ions. And according to that Corot's law, we have seen that at an infinite dilution, ions will move independent of each other and give their own contribution towards total molar conductivity of an electrolyte irrespective of the ion with which they are associated. So, according to that Corot's law, if we know the molar conductivity of ion, we can calculate the molar conductivity of the electrolyte solution at an infinite dilution. One more application we have seen that if molar conductivity of 3 strong electrolyte is known, we can calculate the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte. And over here, in this lecture, we have to see the relation between molar conductivity capital lambda and degree of dissociation alpha. So here see this relationship between the molar conductivity and degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, not strong electrolyte, because strong electrolyte undergo complete dissociation and weak electrolyte undergo incomplete dissociation. So this is the relationship we have to study for weak electrolyte. So let us see this relationship between molar conductivity at given concentration, maybe lambda c, and degree of dissociation alpha for weak electrolyte. We have seen the degree of dissociation in the chapter of ionic equilibrium, and that degree of dissociation alpha is defined as a fraction of total moles of an electrolyte which have undergone dissociation. The fraction of total moles of an electrolyte which have undergone dissociation is known as degree of dissociation. It is a fraction which have undergone dissociation. So let us consider, I am explaining the same fact once again. Let CH3COOH, we know this is weak electrolyte. It is undergoing dissociation, giving acetate ion and H plus ion. If we have 10 moles of acetic acid, out of 10 mole, just 1 mole undergo dissociation. At start this is 0, this is 0. At equilibrium, 1 mole will undergo dissociation, so this left behind will be 9. And 1 mole of acetate ion, 1 mole of H plus ion is obtained. So, the mole dissociated is 1 divided by total moles taken is 10. Answer will be 0.1. So, this is a fraction. And this fraction is known as a degree of dissociation. If this become 2, answer will be 0.2. Become 3, answer will be 0.3. If it is 9, answer will be 0.9. Can this be 10? No. This will never become 10 because it is a weak electrolyte, and weak electrolyte will never undergo complete dissociation. They will not undergo complete dissociation. So always alpha is fraction, degree of dissociation is a fraction less than 1. less than 1 means it is a fraction of total moles which have undergone dissociation. What are the total moles taken? 10, and the moles dissociated, let it is 1. So the fraction of total moles which have undergone dissociation is known as degree of dissociation. Now instead of 10, let us consider the lambda 0 moles are taken, and out of lambda 0 moles at start this is 0, this is also 0. Out of lambda 0 moles, if lambda c will undergo dissociation, so this will be lambda c, this is also lambda c. What is the part remaining behind over here? Lambda 0 minus lambda c. But this equation alpha, instead of 1 upon 10, it will be written like this: lambda c divided by lambda 0, where lambda c is the molar conductivity at given concentration. Lambda c is a molar conductivity at given concentration, and lambda 0 is maximum molar conductivity at 0 concentration, at an infinite dilution. So this relation alpha will be equal to lambda c upon lambda 0 for weak electrolyte. Therefore degree of dissociation is defined as a ratio of molar conductivity of electrolyte solution at given concentration to the molar conductivity of that weak electrolyte solution at 0 concentration is known as degree of dissociation. So this is the degree of dissociation in terms of molar conductivity at given concentration and at 0 concentration for weak electrolyte. This is the expression. Now Ostwald dilution law we have studied, and we can obtain the relation for dissociation constant in terms of lambda c and lambda 0. See how that equation is obtained. We have seen the Ostwald dilution law. According to that Ostwald dilution law, in the chapter of ionic equilibrium, Ostwald's dilution law we have seen, where we have seen this equation for dissociation constant K will be equal to alpha square into C concentration. What is the value of alpha? We know this is alpha square into C divided by 1 minus alpha. What is equation for alpha? Lambda c upon lambda 0 c. If we substitute over here, let us see what happen. So K will be equal to alpha square. Alpha square means lambda c upon lambda 0 square into C divided by 1 minus alpha. That 1 minus alpha, alpha is again written as K is equal to, alpha is again written as lambda c upon lambda 0. Now if we solve this, see what will happen. Square square, this lambda 0 goes at the numerator, but before that solve this factor. See what happen. K will be equal to lambda c square divided by lambda 0 square into C divided by 1 minus lambda c upon lambda 0. So that is lambda 0 minus lambda c divided by lambda 0. Now taking lambda 0 at numerator and solving the equation, see what will happen. K will be equal to lambda c square into C divided by lambda 0 square into lambda 0 minus lambda c and this lambda 0 goes at the numerator. So lambda 0, one of them cancelled. So final equation is K will be equal to lambda c square into concentration divided by lambda 0 in bracket lambda 0 minus lambda c. This is the equation for dissociation constant in terms of molar conductivity at given concentration and at zero concentration for weak electrolyte. This equation they have not derived in your book, but they have asked to derive it in the exams also. Therefore I am telling here, according to Ostwald dilution law, this equation we have seen in the chapter of ionic equilibrium. K is equal to alpha square C upon 1 minus alpha. Alpha is replaced by lambda C upon lambda 0. So this equation become K is equal to lambda C square upon lambda 0 square into C divided by 1 minus lambda C upon lambda 0, substituting value of alpha. Then solving the square, lambda C square upon lambda 0 square into C. This is solved. It become lambda 0 minus lambda C upon lambda 0. Now lambda 0 taken at numerator. This comes at the denominator. We get lambda C square into C, lambda 0 square, lambda 0 minus lambda C. One of the lambda 0 cancelled. So finally we will get K is equal to lambda C square into C divided by lambda 0 minus lambda C. This is the Ostwald dilution law for dissociation constant in terms of molar conductivity at given concentration and at zero concentration. This equation may also be asked in your exam also. So this is about the molar conductivity at given concentration lambda C and degree of dissociation alpha for weak electrolyte. Now let us see here one more point, measurement of conductivity. How to measure the conductivity, measurement of conductivity. For measurement of conductivity, a cell is used known as a conductivity cell. What is used? Conductivity cell. What is that conductivity cell? Conductivity cell is nothing but a glass tube which is fitted with two platinum plates which are covered by black platinum done by electrolysis in chloroplatinic acid, and this is taken in a tube. This is nothing but the conductivity cell. What is conductivity cell? Conductivity cell is nothing but it is containing a glass tube in which two platinum plates which are covered by a platinum black, which is done by electrolyzing it in the chloroplatinic acid, is nothing but the conductivity cell. So this is nothing but a conductivity cell. Using the conductivity cell, conductivity can be measured. Conductivity means K. K can be measured. For measurement of conductivity, one apparatus is used that is known as conductometer. The apparatus used is nothing but the conductometer. So what is that conductometer? Conductometer is containing wire AB of uniform thickness, uniform resistance. It is associated with the source of it is associated with the source of alternating current AC, alternating current, associated with the source of alternating current. In its one arm, a known variable resistance is placed having the value Rx. In the another arm, there is this cell placed, conductivity cell placed, where the solution is taken of which conductance is to be measured. Conductivity is to be measured, and in between the two arms there is the current detector, magic eye, or a current detector is placed, and that is pressed on wire AB so that current is detected over here due to the magic eye, or current is detected using that detector. Now, this is the experimental setup, how it works. This is a conductivity cell. We know conductivity K has the equation 1 upon R into L upon A. This we have studied. What is 1 upon R? 1 upon R is nothing but G, conductance. So conductivity K is 1 upon R into L upon A. That L upon A is known as cell constant. That is the cell constant B. Therefore K will be equal to B upon R, or cell constant will be equal to conductivity multiplied by resistance. So first of all, cell constant is calculated. For calculation of cell constant, here a solution of KCl is taken having a concentration of either 0.1 molar or 1 molar or maybe 0.01 molar concentrated KCl solution is taken here, and the value of conductivity of KCl, K is known. How is known? It is known from the literature. The value of conductivity of KCl of 0.1, 1 molar or 0.01 molar is known from the literature. So the K is known already. By this experiment, resistance R is measured. Resistance is measured and cell constant can be calculated. Cell constant can be calculated. After the calculation of cell constant, now this solution is replaced by unknown solution. Now it is replaced by unknown solution of which conductivity is to be measured. KCl is replaced by unknown solution of which conductivity is to be measured. We know the cell constant. Cell constant we have calculated from use of KCl. And now we have to measure the conductivity of unknown solution. So KCl is replaced by unknown solution. Similar experiment is performed and resistance of unknown solution can be calculated. Whenever current detector is pressed on wire AB so that here deflection is obtained, zero deflection is obtained, at that time this Rx, let it is the point C, Rx is known resistance, it is equal to length BC, and R unknown, R of unknown solution will be directly proportional to length AC. Since all experimental conditions are same, relative ratio can be taken, and from the relative ratio Rx upon R of unknown solution will be equal to length, what is it? Length BC divided by length AC. From this equation, R of unknown solution can be calculated, taken on right side, that is Rx into length AC divided by length BC. Rx is known resistance variable, known variable resistance. Length AC and BC are obtained from this experiment. Therefore, R of unknown solution can be calculated. We know this cell constant already calculated. So, K will be equal to cell constant divided by R of unknown solution. Now, cell constant is known, R of unknown solution here we have calculated. So, we can calculate the conductivity. We can easily find out the conductivity of unknown solution. See the experiment once again. This is important experiment. This one equation we are using 2 times. So you may be confused over here. Why we are using the same equation 2 times? Because 2 times different solutions are considered. See it once again. Measurement of conductivity can be performed with the help of apparatus known as conductometer. Conductometer is containing wire AB, or it is the Wheatstone bridge method. This method is also known as Wheatstone bridge method. Conductometer is based on Wheatstone bridge principle. It is containing wire AB of uniform thickness, uniform resistance and conductance. It is associated with a source of alternating current AC. In one arm of the conductometer, known variable resistance Rx is placed. In the other arm, unknown solution, unknown variable resistance which is to be measured is placed, and in between the 2 arms there is a current detector D. Current detector D is placed, maybe magic eye or galvanometer. Here this is nothing but the conductivity cell. What is conductivity cell? Conductivity cell is containing a glass tube in which 2 neutral platinum electrodes, platinum plates are placed. They are covered by a platinum black, which is possible by electrolyzing them in the chloroplatinic acid, and they are dipped in the KCl solution in order to calculate the cell constant. What is cell constant that we have studied? For measurement of cell constant, KCl of either 0.1 molar or 1 molar or 0.01 molar is used. We know this equation from start of the chapter we are studying. Conductivity is equal to G into L upon A. G is nothing but 1 upon R. So conductivity is 1 upon R into L upon A. This L upon A, ratio of length of conductor to the area of cross section, is known as a cell constant. L upon A is nothing but the cell constant. So from this equation, K is equal to cell constant B upon R. So cell constant B is equal to K into R. This K, in order to calculate the cell constant, K is known for KCl. In order to calculate the cell constant, which solution is taken there? KCl solution is taken. And conductivity of KCl is known from the literature, known from the research work, known from the reference. This K is known for KCl. R is measured by this experiment, and we can calculate the cell constant. After that, what happened? KCl solution is replaced by unknown solution of which conductivity is to be measured. KCl replaced by unknown solution of which conductivity is to be measured. Now cell constant is known. We have to calculate K. So what is equation for K? K will be equal to cell constant upon R of unknown solution. How to measure the R of unknown solution that we have seen? Here unknown solution is taken. KCl is replaced by unknown solution. Sliding contact is pressed on wire AB so that galvanometer shows zero deflection. Let at point C, zero deflection is obtained. So Rx, known variable resistance directly proportional to length BC, are unknown directly proportional to length AC, taking their ratio because apparatus is same. Everything, all constants are same. Rx upon R of unknown solution equal to length BC upon AC. So by this equation, we can calculate the resistance of unknown solution. So resistance is known, cell constant is known, conductivity K can be calculated. So that is the measurement of conductivity using Wheatstone bridge apparatus and conductivity cell. Once K is known, after the calculation of K, we can calculate lambda, because we know lambda will be equal to 1000 K upon C. So measurement of conductivity is important, and from the value of conductivity we can calculate the molar conductivity. So that is how molar conductivity is measured. In the next lecture we have to see the type of electrochemical cells. What are electrodes? What are the type of electrodes?